Hi guys. This is review for page 10, just page 10. So you don't have to watch this video. This is just if you didn't understand the answers from my key that I posted. So I'll talk you through it, okay? So the first question was, I have to move this a little bit so I can see my pens. Okay, all right. So the first question was, why, well, that pen is not writing, why, there it goes, y equals x squared plus 6x subtract 2. So I like to move the constant term just so it's out of my way and I don't have to think about it. X squared plus 6x. So now you remember you're working for perfect square trinomials. So I'm going to do a little scrap work down here. You have to do 6 divided by 2, which equals 3. That means that this is going to be an x plus 3 squared in the parentheses. And then you take the 3 and you square it, which equals 9. And you're going to add the 9 to both sides of the equation. That's how you keep balance, okay? Both sides. So I get this. I get y plus 11 equals the quantity x plus 3 squared. And now you just want to move the 11 back. So again, if you don't like moving the 11, you can leave it there. It's just kind of have to be not part of the perfect square trinomial. For me, it's just easier to move it. So that gives me a vertex of -3, -11. Okay, so that's question 1. So y equals x squared plus 4x subtract 2. Okay, so I'm going to move the 2. Y plus 2 is equal to x squared plus 4x plus, I don't know. So I'm going to do a little scrap work. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 2 squared equals 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. That gives me y plus 6 equals the quantity x plus 2 squared. Remember, this all has to do with completing the square or perfect square trinomials. So you get y equals x plus 2 squared subtract 6, which gives me a vertex of -2, -6. And again, you can totally check all of this on the graphing calculator because the graphing calculator will show you the vertex. You can find the vertex if it's an integer directly on the table, or you can play with the table. You can also use the trace feature and it'll give you the minimum or the maximum depending on the way the parabola is facing. Okay, so I have y equals x squared minus 10x plus 27. So I'm going to move the 27. So that gives me y minus 27 equals x squared minus 10x. So the -10 gets divided by 2. That gives you -5. -5 squared equals 25. So the 25 gets added to both sides. Make sure you add it to both sides. So you get y minus 2 is equal to the quantity x minus 5 squared. So y equals the quantity x minus 5 squared plus 2. That gives me the vertex of 5, 2. Okay, so that's the first 3 questions. I'm just going to clear this out so that I can get a new page. New page. I know how to do this. Clear canvas. Okay. So here is the next 3 questions. Okay, so we have y equals x squared plus 8x. There's nothing to move, so I get y equals x squared plus 8x. Half of 8 is equal to 4, and 4 squared is equal to 16. So you add 16. Don't forget to add the 16 to both sides. So I'm adding 16. So that gives me y plus 16 is equal to x plus 4 squared. So y is equal to x plus 4 squared subtract 16. The vertex is -4, -16. All right, next one. The next one, it's not like it's hard. It's just that it's not going to be an integer. So, listen, decimals happen, fractions happen. I've often said to you that I don't eat a whole pizza pie, that I normally eat 1/8 of a pizza, and it is a fraction and all's good. Okay, so y subtract 4 equals x squared plus 5x plus what I'm missing. So half of 5 is 2.5. 2.5 or 2.5 squared is 6.25. All right, so I'm adding the 6.25 to both sides. So that gives me y plus 2.25 equals x plus 2.5 squared. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Y equals x plus 2.5 squared, subtracting the 2.25. So that gives me a vertex of -2.5, comma, -2.25. And that might be harder to find on the table. You would have to change your table set to go up by like 0.5. So on the calculator, if you want to do that, you would do second window, which is table set. Okay? All right, last one. Y equals x squared minus 4x minus 1. So y plus 1, because I'm going to move that. And you get x squared minus 4x. Half of -4 is -2, and -2 squared is +4. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. So you get x minus 2 squared. So final answer, x minus 2 squared subtract 1. Whoops, something. Made a mistake. Sorry, I forgot to add 4 to both sides. So that's a 5. That's a 5. Look at that. Common error, right? So then you get 2 comma 5, -5 as your vertex. All right. Happy parabolas to you. Hope everything is well. Can't wait to see you. Bye.